This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I've got Amy Booth with me for the first time in our FYI studio. Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
You're here to talk about the therapeutic riding program with Connect Well.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit of history. How did you get involved?
Well, in 2007, my little guy, who has a developmental disability and autism and a speech delay, started with this therapeutic riding program, and I would bring him out to the farm, and he was 4 years old at the time, and I thought to myself that this is as close to heaven as it was going to get. He was taken care of. He was just, look at me, and I was in this beautiful outside setting. You know, the sun was out, and it was so peaceful for the very first time. It's an interesting concept when you're used to therapists in four walls, schools that have four walls, and you know what you should do, what you could do, what you shouldn't be doing, what you must be doing, and then it's just sort of therapists doing things,
right.
Taking him and anyways, to me it was love at first sight. So I started as a parent, and then gently started volunteering until I started coordinating the program back in 2011. So.
And you know, I love the way you just said that too, because you know, with schools, doctors, therapists, everything, you lose control over what's happening to yourself. And as a child or the person getting on top of this huge animal, I've got control of this animal.
Yeah.
It just gives them such pride and such
an accomplishment.
dignity.
Yeah. It's a therapy, but it's an accomplishment, and a rare enough sport. That you take pride in having the ability to do this very unique thing.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it helps so much. It helps mentally, it helps physically, just your well-being and everything like that too.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about therapeutic riding too, and I remember when I was taught about it, if you've got any type of physical disabilities, when you get on a horse, you are using the proper muscles that you would need if you're walking properly.
Three-dimensional gait of the horse, and it's amazing to watch. But the mental, 99% I'd say of our clients have a developmental cognitive disability of some kind. And it's amazing just that the horses know that, and how they respond to that, and how calm they are. But the smiles, ear to ear, there's nothing. It doesn't matter who you are. The joy that comes with this, and it goes along with it. That's sort of a huge motivator for why we do what we do.
So how did you go from being a mom to working in the program? Like, there had to be some training.
I am not an equine therapist, straight up. I just coordinate the program. I was volunteering for a lot of years and helping with fundraising and sort of getting to know, which is a huge part of the program because we don't have ongoing government funding.
Right.
So finding a way to keep this operational year after year for 39 years, that's a huge part of keeping it going. So when the coordinator at the time had gone back to school, she had asked me to step in, and I did. So it was a lovely segue, a very big challenge in my life, and a huge learning curve. But my heart was there, so it was well worth the effort to learn.
So now, how does this work too? I mean, Connect Well doesn't own a farm.
Connect Well does not own a farm. Connect Well Community Health is our parent organization, so they share with us governance and accounting and legal and things like this. We lease space at a farm right now in Almont. We've been there for several years. At some points we had a spot in Perth, so it just depends. Sometimes farms sell, and the new owners, it's
39
not a good
years
fit.
You've seen a lot, I'm sure.
39 years we've seen some changes. I understand that when they started out, the instructors had the saddles in their backs of their cars, and they went to 8 different farms and taught 2 lessons here and 10 lessons there. And so we've kind of landed where people come to us now, which is nice.
Now, can people self-refer themselves
Absolutely.
or their children to
Absolutely.
Connect Well? Is that how that works?
There is, and we have limited spaces. The demand does not go down for this program. I mean, primarily because it's a great program, but also because people don't leave.
Right.
Riders
and
that
you don't
come
have
in,
to.
No, you don't have to. 2 to 72 is our 3 to 73, I should say. We kind of bumped it up to 3. Is our age group, and I have riders that have been with us for 38 of 39 years.
Wow.
Just this is This is
Yes.
it. This is their activity. And for some, this is all they do. This is
Right.
the only thing they do. Their activity, their only enjoyment, their only time outside of a group home or, some living arrangements
School
that
or
they
anything,
have.
yes, or
Absolutely.
anything,
And when
yes,
you're
yeah.
done school, it gets even worse for
Right.
adults with developmental disabilities. There is very little. You can't take these people and put them in a pool often or on skates or. So it really does become something that they will hold on to as long as they possibly can. So there's not a lot of space for newer little ones to come in, but we make it work somehow. Year
So
after
what
year.
does your schedule look like?
Because there's a lot of fundraising and public speaking events. I was speaking to a group last night until about 8:30. So I really just have to be where I need to be and try to limit the time I'm at the farm as much as I can, which is unfortunate for me, but that's the only way you can get things done, is
Right,
actually come. So it's a full-time job and then some.
So is the farm running every day or just a
That
couple
we
of
run at that farm 5 days a week now, 4 days lessons, 1 day for the teen mental health program. But this Saturday we'll meet and do hay at 8 o'clock. So I'm leaving my house at 6:30 to go pick up a hay wagon, and it's a job outside of a job, but very, very rewarding. And I think I have the best job in Lanark County, frankly. So
It sounds like it.
so I
sounds
can't
like it.
complain.
And a lot of part of the therapeutic riding is you don't just show up and get on a horse. You have to learn how to tack the horse, brush the horse, if they can.
Some, yes.
If they can.
And we have people, and the joy of that is afterwards holding the bucket of carrots, if you
Yes.
can, or will assist, and to feed the treats. And you got to see a little person with no ability to try and
Yeah.
just get that hand to touch the horse. This could take quite a few minutes just to get that sort of
Absolutely.
sense done.
But there's that need, the want to do it,
So there are some who learn to brush. Tacking up is very
Yeah.
supervised.
Yes,
Very
yes, yes.
supervised.
You want to make sure you do that properly,
Yeah,
yes,
the
for
teens
sure.
can handle that much better than most of our participants. But
Right,
yeah.
right. Now, I wrote a list of some of the disabilities, I guess. You've got people there with cerebral palsy, spina bifida, Down syndrome, people who've had a stroke, spinal cord injuries, amputees, brain damage, blindness and hearing loss, learning disabilities, attention deficit, global development delay, autism, and children who are at risk. So, I mean, this could be anybody.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have to be somebody born with a disability. It's somebody that's had a stroke, somebody that's
Yeah.
been in a car accident, and has an
People
injury.
that are sick,
Yes.
cancer
Yes.
patients, we have terminal patients we have had. And the big one we see a lot of is autism and developmental disability. That was labeled differently 30 years ago than
Yes,
it is
absolutely.
today.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
But certainly those are the two big ones.
Yeah. And it's just hard to explain until you see it, the connection between a horse and he knows that this person has got a disability of some kind and he knows how to react.
Yes.
There's a calmness they bring to people.
Yes.
Yeah. This massive animal
Yes.
can do that.
Yes. And it's always the race to the gate. Can I get in? Can I
Yes.
get in? Can I get in? You know, they're very excited. They're very good on riding day. It's very motivating. And it's also a language. It sounds a bit strange, but to a lot of these guys, these riders, they don't have language or the ability to speak or the cognitive ability to form thoughts. But if you, for Christmas, gave them a calendar of a horse, their face lights up. It's something that they relate to in a
Right.
way that it's a language that a parent, and I speak from experience, it can relate to your child with. Look, a new horse blanket or a new horse toy, and then you get really challenging and try and find the horse that looks like the horse they ride.
Yes, that's right.
But it really brings out an ability to relate to your child. When I'm telling you, sometimes you struggle to find any little thing
Yes.
to have a connection with, and so this is a wonderful, special bond that these kids have with the horses, and as a family, you can celebrate that.
Absolutely. Now, fundraising, you have to do fundraising. There's such a thing called Sponsor a Horse.
It's a new thing, yes, and we haven't had the website capabilities before now. ConnectWell has done a whole new website, web design, which is great, and we are doing a horse sponsorship page. for the first time. So I'm hoping that'll work really well. Sort of encouraged by people I know who have done this. And I have a friend who donates in a different province, $20 a month on her Visa card, loves it, to sponsor a horse. And I thought, well, it's not, why aren't we doing that? That's such a great idea. And so that's what we're going to be launching very soon. So
Excellent.
hopefully that will help us with some horse care, because having no government funding, no ongoing government funding, it is a challenge to keep it going year after year, and you have to fundraise every single cent of this of a cost, right?
Absolutely. So people hold fundraisers for you sometimes, or
I hold fundraisers for us.
For us.
Yes. And
Anything coming up?
We have what are we, October now? The next thing is a Christmas wine raffle, and so we do this great big, delightful wine, and we sell tickets for $20, and I only do 100 tickets, so it's always very sold out, but that will be up on the website soon too.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
the horse sponsorship is the next thing we're working on this fall.
All right. And you need volunteers?
We always need volunteers. I can't say enough about them. Tremendous, the backbone of the program, and they come out week after week and walk beside riders. And I know it's very, very good for people. The fresh air, the outside, the camaraderie. I have met all of my dearest friends through therapeutic riding, just being a mom. I know volunteers who go out for lunch after. They have this bond, and we're a very small, tight-knit community, and so it's lovely. But I have volunteers that just come out to shovel manure. Like, this is their relaxation.
Yep.
You burn your 10,000 calories.
Yes, that's
you're
right.
You're playing with the horses, you're cleaning, doing a necessary task, and so there's always room. I have some ladies that just want to help with the bake sales.
Right.
So I'm always looking for people who can either help with lessons or just help out at the farm in some way, or with a fundraiser.
Right. And like in terms of working with somebody on the horse too, sometimes it takes the one on each side. Sometimes it only takes one. And the lead.
Yes, someone to lead horses.
It can take up to 3 people to help one person.
We have riders that takes 5.
Oh, wow.
To get a certain person on the horse, it gets very complicated at times. But yes, there's always needed people just to walk beside the lessons, and people with horse experience that would actually know how to lead a horse. That's a specialized skill, and that you can't teach that. That comes from years of. You can teach that, but when you throw someone right in, you like someone that's been around horses for a while.
Right.
And so,
again, the horse senses it.
Yes. Yes. Harder to find, for sure.
So for more information, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, the website's a very good idea.
Yep.
So Connect Well Community Health has a great website, and we're on Facebook at Connect Well Therapeutic Riding. And those are probably the two best ways to get a hold of you at this point. We're working on having a Instagram page, but we're not.
Oh yes,
quite,
more social media. It's the way of the world, isn't it?
It is, certainly.
Excellent. Well, please come back here again and talk more about it.
Thanks for having me. This was great.
Thank you very much. I'd like to get the word out there for you.
Thank you.